Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today I want to do a discussion video on a product I bought back last May, and that's my AQUATERRA Adriana hot tub that I got from Costco. I did a very popular video about what to expect when buying a hot tub from big box stores such as Costco or Wayfair or Lowe's or Home Depot, Sam's Club. Any of those stores are going to be a very, very similar process and very similar delivery process to what I experienced with Costco. And there are some things to know. I want to talk about that again because the video was very helpful for a lot of people in the same boat that I was in. I want to talk about what to expect when buying one from the moment you make the purchase to when it gets delivered. I want to talk about some of the things to consider when installing the hot tub, and I want to talk about the quality of the hot tub that I purchased. Again, mine's by AQUATERRA. It's a brand that Costco almost exclusively sells. I went with AQUATERRA mainly because of the price. So let's talk about price and quality. So some knuckleheads, when I first posted the video, were like, oh, those are crap spas. They're not going to last you 6 months. Well, I use mine on a daily basis. I've had it since last May. I've been nothing but happy with it. I really don't have any cons to really necessarily say about the hot tub. It's been exactly what I expected it would be. It's the Adriana, is a 4-person hot tub. And I will review this hot tub tomorrow with you guys so you can get an idea what it looks like in the backyard in my setting. Like I said, I tried to do this video in front of the hot tub, trying to put it all together, but I ran out of power. So I'll review the hot tub again tomorrow because I have had it for a full year. But I want you guys to know, again, this information and what I think about the tub in case you were on the quest for owning something like this. I've wanted a hot tub for years, but I just could never rationalize the price of $5,000 plus for a hot tub. There's a lot of things to consider when buying one. I ultimately settled on the AQUATERRA brand because one, the price was amazing. It was on sale from $4,000 down to $2,000 plus tax. Free shipping came to $2,150 shipped curbside. Just an amazing value. It's what I wanted to spend. I didn't want to spend more than $3,000, and even at the time, I wasn't really ready to drop a couple grand on a hot tub. But when I saw my coworker was like, "Man, they just went on special for $2,000," I said, "Forget it. I'm buying it." So I did. So it's been fantastic. You get 20 jets. You have 4 different seating positions. One is kind of a seating position, more of like a chair that kind of gets you out of the water a little bit. You have one massage jet on your back there, which you can turn on or off. And when I refer to massage jets, those are going to be the ones that kind of spin, massage you wherever that jet's pointing, as opposed to your standard jet, which is stationary. So this one kind of spins and gives you sort of massaging, like thumbs massaging sort of action. And there's all different kinds of jets with manufacturers. These are what you'd expect from very basic spinning massage jet, okay? So you have in the tub 6 massage jets, again, one in that seated position. The next position to your left will actually be one that brings you down a little bit further into the water, and that one there is has a standard jet and then the massage jet right in the center of your back, so it gets kind of like your lower back around your sciatic area there, and then a little bit higher. The next position brings you way down into the water, where for me, I'm about 5'7". My head comes out of the water about like that. You have 2 massage jets down low around your lower back, and then 1 directly in the center, and then 2 up around your trap areas, which is great. I can kind of get down there and move around and kind of massage my back. And the final seating position is a lounger, so you have 2 calf jets, which you can move your calves back and forth and massage your calves after a long day of work or working out, whatever. Then on your back, you have 6 jets. So you have 2 up at the trap areas around your shoulders, the massage jets, and then directly beneath that, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 standard jets. So you really get your lats kind of around the spine area, very, very comfortable, and you can massage your calves at the same time. Another great thing is you have on the bottom of the tub, kind of on an angle towards that main first seating position I told you about, you have 4 standard jets. So that's great when you're in the opposite seating position. You can put your feet on there, massage your arches, your feet, absolutely fantastic. And sometimes I'll actually dunk myself and sit on the bottom of the tub and use those 4 jets on my lower back, because I get a lot of lower back pain. I have kind of like a numb leg and kind of sciatic issues there. So it's absolutely fantastic. I will say therapeutic value to this tub, super relaxing. I keep it at the max temperature of 104. Before bed, I would sleep like a baby with this thing, and I notice it when I'm not using it. Some days I miss getting in there. I don't sleep as well. So it's great. Super therapeutic, super relaxing. Outside I have the TV shield with a TV directly next to it on the garage. I can put on music, stream whatever I want. Everything's Wi-Fi enabled on it. It's weatherproof. You can spray with the hose. It's temperature controlled. Has a cooling fan and vents. It's been absolutely fantastic addition to my backyard. And I'll put links to both these in the description as well. Another reason I chose the AQUATERRA was the fact that Costco sells it. And Costco's really picky about the products they sell. They really only sell high quality goods. And you know, Costco is always going to give you great value. They're going to sell you a brand that Costco wouldn't carry something unless it had a good track record for reliability and quality. And that's ultimately made me feel pretty confident about buying one of these AQUATERRA spas. The fact that Costco puts their name on them, okay? What else about the tub? I like the fact that it's dual mode, so you have the ability to run it 220 or 110 plug and play. It does come pre-wired for 110, so a real important thing to think about. If you say, hey, I'm excited, I want to get this tub, you have to think about the electricity, which is something, to be honest with you, it seems like a common sense thing to think about, but it's a little more involved than I thought it was going to be. So if you live in a home where you have a dedicated 220 line outside, which has been pre-wired for a hot tub, you're ahead of the game right there. All you have to do is basically hire, you'll have to contact a local shop. There's instructions on how to do it to convert it from 110 to 220. You have to go into the board of the tub. But for me, I've never messed around the hot tub. So if I was going to run one at 220, I would definitely spend the money and hire a professional to come over and convert that. And you could definitely call AQUATERRA and see who they recommend in your area to convert that to a 220. Now, in my case, I went and ran at 110, and I want to run at 220. And the advantage of running at 220 is the fact that when the pump, you have two different modes in the hot tub: low, actually three: off, low, and then high. When you want the jets at maximum, I guess, thrust, so to speak, you want it on high. When you put it on low, basically, you're just getting like a circulation effect. You don't really feel the jets. No, that's fine if you just want to soak and have a conversation, great. But if you really want the therapeutic effects to feel those jets, you're going to have to run it on high. Low is really just a circulation mode. The advantage of the 220 is that when you're in high, the pump is actually running as well, and the heater is running at 4,000 watts. So you have a lot more heating power, and when you're running this thing on high, the water temperature is not going to drop. It's going to stay where you set it. Disadvantage to the 110, although it's easier, plug and play. When you have the hot tub in the high mode, the pump or the heater turns off. So every second or every minute you're in there with that heater off, the temperature is slowly dropping, even at weather like I have right now, which is about 78 degrees where I live. Now, I can stay in there wintertime 30, 40 degrees for about an hour and a half before the water temperature drops down to about, I'd say, 101, 102. So still pretty good. The tub is pretty well insulated. The nice thing about the water, it takes a lot to cool down water when it's at 104. So an hour and a half is a pretty decent amount of time. Works perfectly for me. If you're the type of person who wants to stay in there for 5 hours in the middle of winter time, it's definitely something you're going to want to have the 220. Now, disadvantage of 220, if you don't have a 220 line, brace yourself. If you're going to call an electrician, which most people will have to do unless you're a certified electrician, 220 is no joke. Anything time you mess with electrical, it's no joke. Very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. 220 line, $1,500 to $1,800 to have a professional electrician come in with the permits and have that installed. Even if you have a guy who's willing to do it on the side on the table, you're still looking at well over $1,000. So that's something where I was shocked. I had no idea electricians charge that much for their services, and mine was only a 16-foot run. So a lot to go in, a lot involved in that. I was going to attempt to do it myself because I knew a few guys who were professional electricians who could walk me through it. I am pretty handy with electrical, but it is scary. 220 can kill you, okay? And 110 can also, but 220 is really not something to mess with. So that really increases the price of the tub. So I mean, great value, $2,000, or no matter what tub you buy. If you don't have a 220 line and you want to go 220, you have to pay for an electrician and then somebody who's experienced with the tub to actually convert over to 220. Advantage 110, you basically take it out of the box, fill it up, plug it into a dedicated outlet, and you're good to go. It comes with a 16-foot cord, which I know sounds like it's pretty long. It really isn't. You eat up that real estate pretty quick, but it does come with a weatherproof outdoor cord, which has a GFCI plug, so it's the code. Basically, GFCI is ground fault circuit interrupter. If there's any kind of fault whatsoever, it instantly kills the circuit to save your life. So anything that's around water has that. Homes, if they're to code, around sinks, those plugs have that little button you press that clicks and turns off power. That's what that is. So this has it built into the extension cord. Again, only downside is it still has to be a dedicated circuit. So if you're looking at your beautiful backyard saying I have the perfect spot to put that, I have an outlet right there, make sure that that outlet is a dedicated circuit. So if that outlet's fed with off a couple different outlets, and maybe that outlet's fed from your kitchen, like in my case, my outdoor outlet was being fed from my kitchen plugs, which were also connected to the refrigerator, to the blender, to the electric convection separate cooktop I have, to the wine cooler. So it wasn't a dedicated circuit, so I couldn't use that outlet. So what I did is in the garage, I had a dedicated, I think it was a 20 amp breaker that was feeding a central vac system that was right at the corner of where on the inside of the garage, right near the hot tub. And so I didn't use a central vac system anymore. I took it out years ago. So I tapped into that box. I put in conduit on the inside of the wall, put in an outdoor box. Now I have a dedicated outdoor electrical panel or electrical outlet for the hot tub. Another thing to think about too is when they state that you can plug this in, and the GFCI plug that comes with, you just plug it into any old outdoor outlet, and it doesn't have to be protected from the elements. They say they don't have any issues, but to me, I didn't want to have that outlet exposed. I didn't have an overhang where I put the box in, so when it rains, that outlet was going to get wet. I didn't like the idea of that, so they make these clear, they're called active use outlet covers. Not like the standard ones that you find on the outlets. Those are designed to be weatherproof when the outlet's not in use. These, you have to have one that's actually an in-use cover. And so they're made of, basically, you find them in Lowe's, Home Depot. They're like a clear little door that opens up, okay? And you can get them ones that aren't clear. I chose to go with the clear one so I could see the GFCI and the status light on there. So you can easily look at it and be like, okay, the thing's on, in case it's not necessary, but you can see that it's on, okay? And so the other issue is that nobody makes a in-use outlet cover that large enough to actually cover a GFCI plug from a hot tub. And so that's the other problem. So I had to buy a clear one, and what I did is I took a Dremel tool and I carved out the bottom of the electrical cover. And what that allowed is that the plug to be able to be plugged in, have the line coming right down, and it's a little bit more open than it normally is, but it allows it to clear the GFCI plug and be closed and be protected from the weather without actually having to be open or exposed. So something to think about. You will not be able to find one to cover any GFCI hot tub plug on 110 without modifying it, which is really easy with a Dremel tool. Took me all of 10 minutes, and it's good to go and perfect. And I'll show you guys that in the video tomorrow of what I did there. So that's the advantage of a 220 versus a 110. 110, you get it home, fill it up. If you have a dedicated outlet, you're good to go. Plug and play, and then you can add that electrical cover, whenever you want to, of course. But it is something you're going to want to add. I called AQUATERRA. They said, no, people plug them in like this all the time, not protected. And I know the GFCI, if there is a direct short, will turn off power. But I like the idea of having that protected from the elements. So why mess with it if you don't have to, So that's the other thing. So another thing, let's talk about, so we talked about the quality, the electrical. Let's talk about the surface. So I like the AQUATERRA because it's not made of fiberglass. It's made of sort of a injection molded plastic. And with this, it gives a little bit. There's definitely some flex in the tub. Fiberglass, there is no flex. Fiberglass does not flex, it cracks. So I didn't want to have anything with the potential to possibly crack. Although most hot tubs are made of fiberglass, the less expensive ones are injection molded like the one I have. But I think it's a win-win because where I was putting it, the surface was 99% perfect, but a few of the pavers where I had this, where there was a little bit of variation just from settling of 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch. And I really didn't want to have any kind of issues. So this thing sits there nicely. The bottom kind of conforms, so there's a little bit of rough areas on the patio that I put in. And the hot tub does have a little bit of flex to it. Now, again, this surface is pretty darn good. If I'll show you guys this tomorrow. You wouldn't think there's any variations, but I would not want to put a fiberglass tub on top of that. So it was a win-win for me. So I got great value. I got something very, very durable. The shell of the tub is all plastic, so you don't have to worry about the wood cracking or rotting or turning color. The covers of great quality. Like any of the hot tubs, those are pretty much standard across the board. Again, bang for the buck. Durability, reliability, it's been a plug and play, it's been fantastic. So, all right, so we talked about quality of the tub, power of the jets, the differences in the electrician. Now let's talk about the delivery process. So, now you might be wondering, well, it's like anything else you buy online. Well, not really. So when you buy it, and this is just right through Costco, I'm sure it's the same with these other big box stores. When you buy the hot tub, you're all excited. You're like, all right, I can't wait. It's going to take a couple weeks for you to get it. I think it's about 2 to 3 weeks, okay? So what happens is when you buy it through Costco, you might check your card and say, well, they didn't take the money out. And I was like, gosh, did I miss out on the deal where they had a stock? So I called them, and they had said, what happens is with the hot tub purchases is when you buy it, they don't actually charge your card until it ships from the factory, or the shipping center actually picks it up. So what Costco does is they contract with a shipping company. The shipping company contacts you, and I think it took about a week, and they set up a delivery time and date, okay? And there's a window of available dates and times. So then once that is scheduled and set, they will charge your card, and then they'll give you a tracking number in a couple days, and then you can wait, super impatient, and wait for your beautiful hot tub to be delivered. Now, a 4-person hot tub like mine, which is not considered a big hot tub, it's more of your, I'd say more towards the smaller hot tubs out there, weighs close to about, I think it was about 550 pounds, and that's 450 or 550, I kind of forget, it's been a while. Still pretty heavy. Now, my real issue was the fact that I live on a hill, my driveway is a hill, and then we have curbs that are actually kind of the rolled curbs. So I'm not a huge guy. I wouldn't say I'm weak, but I'm not, I'm not a bodybuilder or a power lifter. And so 500 pounds is pretty awkward putting it on a 4-wheel dolly with just myself trying to lug this up into my driveway, which is on a hill. And these places, Costco and all these other big box places, generally they deliver curbside. If you live in an area where everything's flat, I mean, fantastic. It's pretty easy to lift up the side, put it on the 4-wheel dolly and wheel it in. In my case, I had 2 hills and a curb to deal with. So I had read it online, and again, I use this at your own discretion. If you guys said, hey, have a little tip money, have a little tip cash in your pocket, see what they can do for you. I was really fortunate because the 2 guys who delivered, I went and got 60 bucks. I had it in my pocket, and thank God they were able to help me out with this, because the truck was on a hill and they have this really kind of this lift gate. And these guys are professionals, are used to doing stuff like this, but this is a big, heavy, and these guys are pretty big, but this is a big, heavy, awkward box, a big square. It's wrapped in, luckily it's wrapped in a very, very durable plastic, which is really nice because it really protected the hot tub during the delivery process. It's definitely not like a garbage bag, or it's pretty thick plastic. It's very well wrapped, so that's a real plus. But then again, it's not going to help it if it's wheeling down the hill into traffic. So these guys were nice enough. I was really nervous watching them. My mom and dad were there, and they're small people. My mom's like 4'9", my dad's 5'6". This is not something we were going to be able to manage. So the guys got off the back of the truck, put on this shoddy lift gate, and were able to get it down to the ground. And then I had a 4-wheel moving dolly, which you're going to need regardless. You can get them from Harbor Freight, any moving company, U-Haul, and I had that ready to go. So these guys were nice enough as they got it close to the ground. He was like, come on, bring that on over here. So I tucked it underneath the hot tub, got it on the side, and these guys were so nice. They were like, you want us to wheel it right up in there? Which they're not even supposed to do. So nice. I think they saw my sweet mom and dad and me by myself, and out of the goodness of their heart, I was like, you sure? And they're like, yeah. So these guys wheeled it up. I kind of, helped as well, keep it straight, and wheeled it into my garage area there where it's completely flat. And from there, it was a straight shot into the backyard. So I said, hey, man, this is great. I really appreciate that. I ended up giving them the $60 anyway to get, they go out and get some dinner or whatever, and just left it on the 4-wheel dolly. At this point, what I did was I started to unwrap a few of get the cover off it, get the stairs that came with it off it, and get that out of the way. And I kept it in the plastic. And what I did at this point is got it positioned on the dolly, and then wheeled it right into the garage by myself. And I have the garage door right into the patio, and I'll show you that tomorrow. Curved right around the corner there. Got it situated on the pergola, or not the pergola, but the pergola patio. And still pretty heavy. By itself is still over 400 pounds, and there's not really any handles on it to grip it. So what I did is I got it somewhat unwrapped, got the plastic out of my way, and there's a little bit of a ledge on the side where the shell meets the actual tub. And so I was able to get it in position and then get my hands underneath that and slowly bring it to the ground, and where we were good to go. I got it positioned where I wanted it. Keep in mind where your control panel is, that's where your GFCI plug's gonna come out of. So depending on where you're plugging it, you wanna make sure that's in the right position. Fortunately for me, it was towards the outlet, or the outlet that I was gonna put in, and it worked out perfectly. So got it in position, and once it's on the ground, it's pretty easy to slide around a little bit. Got it positioned, and then pulled out the hose and filled her up. It took about 24, 26 hours to get up to 104. I like to keep it at that temperature. And that was it. Good to go. Delivered. So just some things to think about. Definitely I recommend if you're going to have you know, money talks out there, guys. So now a delivery guy, remember, they don't work for Costco. They're contracted by Costco in this case, and I assume it's probably the same with a lot of different companies, big box stores delivering this stuff. An advantage to a small mom and pop shop locally, you can get in most cases. The shop owner has these things filled up. They'll let you test them out if you're a serious buyer, and you can really decide which one you want. Downside, expect to pay 4, 5, 6 times as much for the hot tub. So advantage to a big box store, you're doing a lot more yourself, a lot more you have to deal with, but you're going to be saving a lot of money doing that. So you really can't go wrong with $2,000. It's something I should have bought years ago. It's been a great addition to my home, to my health, to my backyard. It's just been fantastic. I definitely recommend AQUATERRA spas as a brand, and it really makes these things really plug and play, user friendly if you run it 110 and you have the proper setup and area to put it. So I do recommend, though, if you are in a situation where, like I had, where it's like you don't really feel comfortable, you don't have a big group of guys maybe to help you, or you know, get this into a position where you feel safe moving it, you know, from, you know, and some people have really big driveways. I mean, some people live on a real hill. Like I have a decent grade here, but not like a huge hill. Have some money in your pocket. You know, it's going to be worth it to you. If you're going to make the purchase, you get a great deal on it like this. You know, money does talk, and these guys work, you know, I mean, I don't think they make a lot of money. I mean, they're working stiffs like everybody else. So have some money. I mean, I know if I was in that position, I mean, you know, call it a tip, call it what you want, but it saved me a lot of heartache and a lot of stress knowing these guys got this in a safe spot where I wasn't going to take my new $2,000 hot tub and damage it in any way. So keep that in mind. Let me know if you guys have any more questions or comments. I will do the review on the hot tub tomorrow and show you guys what it looks like once again with the jets and control, and give you an idea what it looks like on and running in my backyard. I'll show you the TV shield tomorrow. A couple of things I've done back in the backyard. I want you guys to check out the video I put up the other day. I just removed my beautiful white birch that got diseased. It was 30 feet tall. It's funny after the fact now. I'm a little banged up from it, but we can laugh about it now. Be safe no matter what you do. If you don't feel comfortable, always hire a professional. If I can help you in any way, answer any kind of questions whatsoever, do not hesitate to drop a comment. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel. Remember to click the bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. And if you do make a purchase, most of the time I put affiliate links in the description. It does help to support the channel, where a small commission is paid based on your purchase. I'm not contracted with Costco, unfortunately, so this is basically just for you guys to get some ideas on what to expect with the quality and the things that we talked about. Again, I enjoyed making the video. I enjoy the hot tub. I enjoy sharing the information with you. And again, if you have any questions whatsoever, do not hesitate to ask. You guys have a great evening and take care.